Good morning, it's Barbara. It is gorgeous, gorgeous outside, and I am taking you out with me. Good morning, it's Barbara. Thank you for joining me for coffee. I have an amazing girl in my lap. Don't I, Papa? This is a stunningly beautiful day. This is my second start. I only started for 2 seconds because I only had 17 minutes left, so I thought, oh, I better empty my phone, delete my files. If YouTube ever deletes my account, these will be gone forever. Cheers. So, I don't tell everything to you guys, but mostly the things I don't tell you are regarding other people because, it's not my place to tell people about other people. So I'm going to tell you a little bit something that's been going on with me that's a little weird, and let's just say I called both my children this morning to tell them about it because I didn't want them to hear it on the internet, so that'll tell you something. You know me, I am not big on going to the doctor. How many times did you tell me to go to the doctor about my arm over the year I complained about it every day before I actually went? And I only went because of my knee and my arm? Anyway. I went to the doctor yesterday because I have been having these very weird episodes for the last couple weeks where for 5 minutes, 10 minutes tops, once or twice a day, I would get tingling and numbing in the lower left side of my face, just here, below the nose, including the left half of my tongue, which is really weird, and my left hand and lower arm. So it's tingling like your hand is falling asleep. My face doesn't ever fall asleep, so that was weird. But it's not as strong as like sometimes your foot falls asleep and you can barely walk on it. It's not that strong, but it's of tingling and numbness. Tingling and numbness, just here, just here, half my tongue, which feels really weird. Let me tell you. So that's been happening to me for the last couple of weeks, and it finally just, I am an intelligent woman. I realize this is not normal. So yesterday I went to the doctor. On Wednesday I was having an episode, and I just picked up the phone and I called and made an appointment, and I didn't actually get an appointment with my doctor. She's appointmenting out to the end of October. I got the nurse practitioner. I was going to say physician's assistant, but that's not the same thing. A nurse practitioner. Lovely, lovely woman. So I called on Wednesday. I got an appointment for yesterday morning, which is why I didn't vlog. And so I told her my tale of woe. And she listened and asked me a couple of questions and said, I'm gonna go talk to the doctor. I'm like, okay, good. So anyway, they don't know what it is, obviously. I mean, so they sent me for an emergency CAT scan. So I canceled my physical therapy because I was getting a CAT scan. And the CAT scan came out clear. And while I was in the doctor's office, they did an EKG, and the EKG looked good. They're trying to, figure out if it's something with my heart. I think it might have been a stroke. They don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. The problem is the hand. Now, if it was just my face, they have all kinds of ideas of what might do that. But with the hand involved, those things don't work. So anyway, the good news is the CAT scan came out clear. I got this information at 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon, which is very typical for this household and family when, you know, medical things happen. They always happen on the weekend. And of course, it's a holiday weekend here. Happy Labor Day to those of you who celebrate. So anyway, so I have this weird thing going on. I got prescriptions for 2 more sort of, you know, sort of sonogram of my vein, actually this one probably, and an echocardiogram, which because of some way they put in the order, I couldn't make the appointment yesterday, so now I have to wait till Tuesday. And they are sending me for an MRI and to talk to a neurologist next week. They are going to arrange those appointments for me. So that's what's happening with me. I called my kids this morning, which of course freaked them out because I don't do that. I'm a very low communicator. With my kids. Well, I texted them and said, do you have a few minutes to talk? Which of course, you know, Jason didn't say it made him panic, but Christy was very concerned because we have aura, we have, you know, all kinds of things, and she was afraid it was, you know, this didn't occur to her, but anyway. You just don't want kids to hear these things on the internet. They should hear them from their mother. So I promised my son and the nurse practitioner that if it gets worse over the weekend, I will go to the emergency room. And yeah, so that's what's happening with me. I warned Dennis this morning that I am not feeling grumpy, but I do feel like my tears are like right here. So clearly I'm reacting to this. I'm, you know, feeling nervous. It is weird. Don't look it up on the internet. It'll scare the shit out of you. So, although I could not find any references to face and hand at the same time. The fact that it's my left side feels significant, you know, the heart's over there. I have no idea. The thing is that I didn't actually have an episode yesterday, but since yesterday, rather than have an episode where it goes numb and it goes tingly, now I have just this very, very, very tiny background of tingle. Not numbness. Not numbness. Just tingle. Anyway. So I got this weird thing happening, kids. And I don't know what it is. And it's got me nervous enough to go to a doctor, which tells you, you know, something. Those of you who urged me on many occasions when I sit here and complain about my aches and pains to see a doctor. But I think you have a lot more faith in doctors than I do. To be honest. So that's what's happening with me. That was my day yesterday. And I can tell you, it took all, you know, all my emotional and mental energy yesterday was all just dealing with this. And it's so funny because, you know, I was in such a funk last week. And you know, I am not feeling in a funk anymore. I guess it's the beautiful weather because it's stunningly gorgeous, which really helps me so much. But I'm feeling something, but I don't know how to describe it, and it's not a funk. I'm not feeling exactly energetic. Well, yeah, so I'm not telling you what I'm going to do today because I have no idea. One thing that happened last night that I found interesting, and it was fine with me, was I was listening to my stupid little AI-generated revenge stories, and I got tired of them. They do have a very limited number of, you know, plots. And the long ones are way, stretched. And I just got tired of it last night. And so I turned on Netflix and I watched a movie. There's a new one on Netflix that's just called The Thursday Murder Club. Now, I think I even took that book out of the library and I couldn't read it, or I wasn't interested in reading it. But I enjoyed it, and it has a stunning cast. Ben Kingsley, Pierce Brosnan, Helen Mirren, a couple other famous people that I can't remember their names. Famous is famous, But anyway, I enjoyed that very much. And so I watched that, and then I kind of went through, as I do for, in the last hour of the evening, just paging through Netflix and putting things on my watch list. And maybe I'll watch them. I haven't started the second season of Wednesday yet. But, that's the first time I've put Netflix on in a couple of weeks. It's the first, and I watched a movie I'd never seen before, So this feels like progress. Strange progress of me sort of getting out of my funk. It's, so maybe I will pick up for sleeves today because I got to work on that. I'm wearing a sweater today, although I'm in the sun and now I'm a little warm. But, sweater weather is fast upon us. Monday is September. Hello. So I've got to start finishing my Daft Days cardigan because I really want to be able to wear it. And I'm that close. I have sleeves and the button band to do. Even the ends are woven in. I really love it. But yesterday, I'm going through a CAT scan. I don't think I ever had a CAT scan before. And I'm like, if this turns out bad, I got to figure out what knitting I'm bringing to the hospital, And I thought that was progress. Oh. Well, I could just bring a bag full of minis and my blanket because I could just have the blanket laying over my legs in the hospital, right? I'm not going to the hospital. But that's how your mind works, figuring out the important things. The important things was getting my knitting organized so Dennis wouldn't have to deal with it. Anyway, so that's what's going on with me. I clearly I'm concerned, or I wouldn't have gone to the doctor. It's very weird. And I'm very happy to be seeing a neurologist next week sometime, I hope. And I have to have an MRI and then the 2 things that I got prescriptions for yesterday that I didn't get done. So I'm going to be having procedures not procedures, but tests and things next week. And I will keep you posted. The problem is if you look it up on the internet, it's like MS. I really don't want to have MS. I mean, there are a million things I don't want to have. I was trying to figure out, am I getting Bell's palsy, where half my muscles on one side of my face stop working? Doesn't seem to be. Both sides work. Anyway, so that's what's happening with me. I apologize for TMI. I should have put a warning in the beginning. Talking about medical stuff, you might want to skip this. Although, it's YouTube. You can fast forward. The sunglasses are working. I'm much more comfortable now. I left them out here on the table, so I would have them if I needed. Oh, and that's a nice cool breeze. So I'm in the sun with my sweater on. So I'm not hot, but I'm warm. But the breeze feels good. So anyway, that was my yesterday. Dennis is going to visit his mom today. I'm not going to go. We'll probably both go together tomorrow. We'll see. And Vicky's coming on Wednesday, so she'll be here to take care, to spend time with her mom. That'll be good. And yeah, so that's what's with me. But I felt like I didn't want my kids to hear about this on the internet, so I called them, worried them. Although Jason didn't say he was worried about me saying, "Do you have a minute to talk?" Christy was a little nervous, so I feel bad about that. But she's traveling this weekend, so it's probably good to tell her anyway, because she might not see my vlog. So that's what's with me. The left side of my tongue is a little buzzy. It's so bizarre. So bizarre. But other than that, I feel fine. I don't have any weakness. There's no weakness in my arm or anything like that. Yeah. So weird. So I got this weirdo thing going on. Dennis is like, "Is this content?" I'm like, "No." But then I got the word that the CAT scan was fine, and then I thought, well, maybe it is content after all. Let you know what's going on with me. If I seem distracted, you'll know why. But it is weird. I didn't really have an episode in the last 24 hours. So just this low-level buzz. We'll see what the neurologist has to say about all this. Meanwhile, I'm just going to sit out here in the gorgeous day, but I'm going to get out of the sun. I'm going to sit over there so I have a better view and enjoy the beautiful day. Oh, we were out here for quite a while yesterday, and Dennis put his Merlin app on. And after an hour, it heard a goldfinch. And later, when he was gone, I heard a woodpecker. Nothing going on back here. No birds. Not even deep in the woods. You sometimes can hear them far, they sound like they're far away. Not hearing cicadas either, but one thing I was hearing last night was crickets. You don't hear crickets a lot. I was hearing crickets. So who knows what's going on. We're not seeing a lot of birds at the park either. We used to see birds all the time. So the birds have abandoned southeastern Pennsylvania. Oh. What's a cicada? But that's a lie. I did see a little flock of about 20 birds in the distance flying somewhere far, going away last night. I didn't hear anything. There's a bird. One. So we'll see. I'll put my Merlin app on while I'm sitting out here. Now that I've cleared my phone off. But it's easy for me to clear the phone off. I don't save these videos, and if YouTube doesn't save them, they'll be gone. But I get on my phone and I sort it by size, and then I just go through and delete everything that's big that was recorded between 10 o'clock in the morning and 12:30, because then I know it's my vlog. There's a recording that was recorded at 6:30 in the evening on August 10th or something. I have no idea what that is, but I didn't delete it. The timing was wrong. I bet you that's the video I took of the girls in the surfer pool, because that was Sammy's birthday. That was the video I took of the girls in the surfer pool. That's what that was. They have, because we were at the water park and they have the surfer thing. So that's cool. Okay, that's what that is. I didn't delete it, although I sent it to people, so I have it other places. But anyway, so I cleared off my phone. I should be good for a while. Meanwhile, I guess that's all I'm going to talk about today. I have to go upstairs and get my knitting bag for my DAF days, though. It got cleared up to upstairs. I do have the yarn I wound. And I think it's downstairs. But, so I'll go up and get that. So at least it's handy, just in case. Just in case. But my mood has changed completely, so I think that's good. That's a good thing. It felt like a breakthrough last night, not listening to those stupid stories anymore and being bored of them and watching a movie I haven't seen before. So, take our small victories where we can get them. I'm going to go now. So don't worry about me. I'm doing okay. Dennis is taking good care of me, and I'm just going to relax and monitor myself, because if it gets worse, I'm going to go to the hospital. But meanwhile, I'm feeling okay and not too worried, I don't think. It's hard to tell. Yeah. But it's weird. Adding the hand in is what makes it weird for them. The face, not so weird. There's all kinds of nerves and things that could cause that. But the hand is the problem. Yeah. We shall see. Meanwhile, I will keep you posted. But I'm not going to know anything until, next week. So we're all going to live with this through the long weekend. Sorry about that. Meanwhile, please take good care of yourselves. Please, please, please stay safe and stay sane.